Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Alex.
I'm Mariela.
Wonderful. And it's nice to be doing this again. It's been a while, and as everybody can see and knows that we're in an interesting time of the COVID coronavirus. So we are Zooming this recording, or Zoom recording, trying that out. Yeah.
Yeah, last time was in November, right?
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
when
April now.
our world started changing,
It's 5 months.
right?
5 months. December, January, February, March, April. Yeah.
We found out at the beginning of,
Mm.
at the very end of November, I think we found
Mhm.
out that our program was going to be closing, but that there was going to be an application for something new. And then we kind of went through the holding process and started closing our program. And we didn't get the funding that we had hoped for, so our program officially is closing, or has closed now. It closed March 31st. And so me and
Yeah.
Mariela, who met through work, aren't working together anymore. So we were going through a whole process of loss, and then the coronavirus happened. So we were experiencing lots of change and upheaval and uncertainty already.
Mm.
And then we just kind of got shoved a bit more.
Yeah, and I think we were expecting that something was going to happen, right? But we weren't sure what was going to happen
Mhm.
because we could see what was happening astrologically, and we were wondering what that meant. Um, yeah, it was Saturn and Pluto in January.
Yes, the big like conjunct in Capricorn, right?
Yeah, and yeah, I always think about it because they were saying it was something to do with government and institutions.
Mhm.
And so I was thinking or asking myself, how is it going to be about government and institutions and all that? And I'm starting to see somewhat what it is. Because, all the institutions and government and everything is, I don't know if I can say collapsing. Not collapsing, but changing so much because all the plans that they had are not going the right way.
Mhm.
So everything is changing and all the systems and how we dealt with things before.
Mhm. Yeah, well, it's interesting because astrologically, they were talking about kind of the collapse of our patriarchal like society and moving to a more sustainable Aquarian way, right? But they talked that this was going to have to collapse, but that
Mhm.
will be very uncomfortable and hard. So how is that going to happen? And then if you think about people are now not supposed to gather, right? When you think of protesting, people can't protest now, right?
Yeah, just through
Laws,
technology.
laws are being passed, fear is being used, right? So I feel like they even said this year was going to be the worst. Astrologically, like last year was like a feeling energy of it. This year is going to be the shit. And then next year is also going to be the fallout. And then it'll,
Yes,
and you,
it's a period of years, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so just get used to the changes.
She says so casually.
Because I love it, right?
Exactly. You don't change.
Yeah,
I always,
especially when the changes are about things that I really don't like to do, right?
well, it's so hard again. I love,
Although there are some good things too.
well, yeah, I think we're all learning to live with less. Like we have less money, right? A lot of people have not.
Yeah, Not
money.
making money so important as before.
Yeah. And we can't really spend money, so we're having to find ways because there's nothing open.
Yeah. Have
Find
you
ways.
seen that people are exchanging things more like
Yeah.
before, not
Yeah.
using money as much? Like
Mm.
I heard that in Ecuador, where I'm from, some of the people are just exchanging products or services and stuff like that. Maybe not in the cities, but outside the cities. And even online, right? They have the exchange groups,
Mm-hmm.
um, sending things to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, people are stepping up and wanting to help others, it seems,
Mm-hmm.
or people want to care about each other or worry about each other. I mean, the reason we're social distancing is because we don't want a large group of vulnerable people to die.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're social distancing, right? Because we're trying to stop the death from being, really large compared to just keeping it a bit lower until we figure out our healthcare system and figure out how to manage this thing.
Yeah, I heard somewhere that we are in a place where there's this contrast between freedom and communion. You know?
Did
Did you
you
read
read
that
the
too?
article by Teal Swan? Did I send it to you?
The what?
By Teal Swan?
I don't remember that name.
She wrote an article about, oh, I'm gonna have to send it to you.
Okay.
But it's about the fact that we're gonna have to choose between our freedom and connection.
Connection. Yes, probably I saw the same article or something.
Did it talk about what we're experiencing as a car crash?
No,
Okay. So she,
maybe I saw it somewhere else.
yeah.
But it is about that. That's why we are inside our homes, not being able to be free, right? And feeling that you cannot choose as before and do things that
Mhm.
you usually wanted or like to do.
Mhm.
And then also connecting with other people.
Mhm. But we can't connect with them in person, right? Like we're being
Mm-hmm.
told, like our freedom to connect has been reduced.
Yeah.
Right? Like in terms of like we're humans, we're meant to be in community. Like we're social beings. This is how we were created.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're saving a whole bunch of lives one way, but we're also about to create this like traumatic epidemic of mental health or social challenges, or I have no idea.
I heard or I saw I don't remember how to call it, but it was a joke.
Mhm.
And they were saying in one of the pandemics in history, after it passed, people celebrated with orgies. So it was asking if anybody was up to that when the virus ended.
See that, right? Like people being like, I feel
I need to
constricted.
be with people.
Well, like me and like I'm feeling guarded and constricted, even in the relationship with my partner, right? Like, and like just, I think a lot of people are feeling kind of like guarded and afraid or sad or grieving or experiencing loss. And so then once there's like freedom, like that ability to let go of that fear or whatever, like I could see that. Not that I don't think I want to have an orgy with anybody, but I would love to just be with people and hug. Like at the end of like the World War II, right? That epic picture of like that sailor and I think a woman or a nurse, I don't know. Anyway, they were in the streets and they kissed, and
Mm,
it was somewhere in France on the day the war ended, and everybody was just celebrating in the streets. Like I
yeah,
would hope it would be
I'm
so nice.
having a party on the street.
Everybody's like, yes!
Yeah, I'm just wondering, other people have to stay in their homes with their loved ones, with
Mhm.
husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, children.
Mhm.
And so probably they will be celebrating everybody outside on the street, but like wanting also a little bit of time apart, going to work and doing things outside.
Mhm.
Because it's so important to have the balance, right?
Mhm.
Time for yourself and time with others.
Yes. Yeah. And so we're really in an out of balance kind of place, which, so I like the idea of like trying to turn in, like taking
Mm-hmm.
this opportunity and using it.
Yeah, but it feels forced.
Hmm.
I was thinking about, remember we were on a training and they were saying, who likes to be told what to do? I'm like, I like to. I want people to tell me what to do. I love it. And I'm like, then now, well, it depends.
Fine.
Change of mind. Yeah, be careful with what you wish, right?
Uh-huh. But I think one thing that like me and you know and what we've been hearing, like we have to keep our vibration as high as we can, right? Like we have to allow things to come in and move through, and but we have to keep like turning in and keep um, try and find that balance when things are so chaotic and stressful or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But so me and Mariela, we each brought a deck of cards with us.
Yeah, and so
And
we're going to get guidance from them
yeah, so
for
now
these days.
with my card deck, I usually prefer just pulling one from.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
Is my card deck. I recognize it's backwards. So um, your
We are seeing it right, actually.
oh, you're seeing it right?
Yeah, it
Oh,
says Rebecca Campbell and it says light.
oh, okay, perfect. So I love these cards. These are a new set that I got. So I'm going to pull one. Oh, I got
Play.
play.
We are playing.
Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Whatever.
So easy. Just play, Alex.
I feel like that's a really good, that's true. I think that's where it's been really hard. Like it's been hard to find some of like, I can find gratitude and appreciation. I can find that easily.
Mm-hmm.
Find the bits of joy, like
Mm-hmm.
and laughter. Like that's why I love talking to you, Mariella. It makes me laugh and happy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but everything seems so serious, right? Like everything it gets
Yeah.
heavy, and so to find the playfulness can be kind of hard.
Yeah, but when you start playing, sometimes you forget about the worries if you get into it.
Okay, which ones did you pull? I'm just looking up the
I have many decks today.
ah.
Do you want angels? Do you want masters? Do you want blessings or tarot?
Ooh, let's do those tarot ones.
This one,
Yeah,
the angel tarot.
yeah,
Did you see it right? I see it backwards too.
yeah. I see it right. You're right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
So it's a mirror for us, but it's not a mirror for the others.
yeah.
Ah, interesting. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
How many? One, two, or three? Or four, or five, or six?
Three.
Okay. I haven't touched this for a long, long time. I love how they sound.
Oh, that's a. It's. Oh, they're such a pretty deck. Can you, so 10 of fire. I can't read the writing. Can you read that to us? Oh, nice.
Too much work.
Uh-huh.
Accept help from others. Life is out of balance. Stress-related health concerns.
Okay.
And probably this feels like some people are feeling this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because if you're working, if you can work, you're working from home. If you're able to, if you have internet or if you have access to technology, right? And
And there are a lot of people who are still working out there as well.
that's right.
Um,
And the doctors and the nurses, and
Level of
that's
stress.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of stress. Life is out of balance.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that was a good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see what they say next. The dreamer.
Ooh. Okay. And what does it say?
It's a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. I feel that every time we get one of the major arcana cards,
Mm-hmm.
like the dreamer is the 0 one, is before the beginning, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's about dreaming. What do we want for ourselves? What do we want for the planet or spiritually or however you want to see it?
Right.
And you can manifest your life by dreaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
We should work on our, how do you call it again? The dream board, the
Oh,
what
vision
board?
board.
Vision board. Yes, we should work on that.
Yeah. I think, again, this is an area I'm struggling because I have felt, why does it gotta be a dude? Why can't it be a woman?
Well, it's Archangel Metatron,
Oh,
and they are not guys or girls. You know,
okay.
they're not female or male.
Like gender neutral.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Um,
know how to make it pretty picture. I want you to see the details. Do you see them?
well, I see like there's like a aura or something around him. I don't know if it's feathers or, and then I see there's like an image of something up top, but
Yeah.
swirling of like colors of green.
This is the face of the archangel, I think.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and here's a unicorn.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you think of Aries, we're still in the time of Aries, and Aries is all about the beginning, right? In the time
Uh-huh.
is being born,
Yes.
right? And to have those dreams and have things that you're moving towards. I find I was really excited, I think, a week or two ago, and now my excitement has been turned into, I think, fear and worry or
Mm,
hopelessness, maybe.
what have you been thinking about or listening to or reading about?
Uh-huh.
I told Milton and Amber I am not allowing them to watch news.
Mm.
And so they are doing it, but behind my back.
I know we know what's going on out there, and it's hard to.
Yeah, process everything every day, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So we have to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the last one, you want to see?
Yeah.
'Cause I have to tell you something after. I hope I don't forget. Okay. It's the King of Fire.
Oh,
I wonder how that is relevant for everybody,
motivational ideas.
you know? Because it's a person and is motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. I wonder who he is for everybody or for everybody individually
So, what is
or
the writing
collectively.
at the bottom?
I mean, what's here?
Yeah.
Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. I think someone's coming up
Mm-hmm.
for everybody. I wonder who that is.
Mm-hmm. Well, who knows? It might be something different for everybody, but hopefully
Yeah.
there's something. Or
Are
maybe
you
we
the
are
new leader?
that person, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean like me and you, I mean, we can be too,
Oh,
but like,
yes, but yeah, everybody can be
yeah.
as a community.
Mm,
I love that.
yeah.
Like, yeah. Somebody was saying in the future, people will be helping each other so much,
Mm,
finding solutions together that they won't be needing a leader as a government type of thing.
mhm.
That's, I don't know how far in the future or if, it's somebody's dream.
Well, everything came from a dream, right? Like, I know it
Hmm.
sounds silly, but like Martin Luther King did say, I have a dream, right? Everything starts with a dream. And if you can't dream it, how can you bring it into reality?
Yeah, and Alex said so too.
And I said that too. Ooh,
Yeah, so I was going to tell you something about, I have been looking more into quantic energy.
mm-hmm. And what do you
And
mean looking into it? Have you been reading something or?
I wasn't really looking to know more about it, but in one of my podcasts, one that I listen, that it's from Spain,
Mm-hmm.
they were featuring quantum physicist expert, and she is somebody that it seems that she knows a lot, and I can't remember her name. I can look it up in my cell phone so that I can tell you her name. But she is a writer, and she wrote a book about quantum energy, and she writes it in a way that it's meant for everybody to be able to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And so she uses a lot of analogies and like stories
Oh,
so
nice.
that people can understand.
Mm-hmm.
And so her name is Sonia Fernandez Vidal. And
Is she Spanish?
I think she was born in Spain.
Okay, but it's English?
It's in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if her books have been translated into other languages. Um, hey, but so she was saying um, that an atom, right, has the nucleus in the middle
Mm-hmm.
and around. So just imagine you are putting a tennis ball in the middle of a football field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you put it in the middle. That's the nucleus of the cell, and there's electrons and protons and things like that, right? And they are just around the edge
Mm-hmm.
of the nucleus.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else is space.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is mostly space.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you gather all the electrons and protons of all the people in the world, then they are so small that they will fit the needle, the point, the
Yeah.
how do you call it?
Head of the needle or the point of the needle? I'm not sure.
Yeah, is that a word? Yeah, yeah. So it's so small. Everything else in the world is like space.
Mm-hmm.
It's just space. And so what we think we are sensing, like if I feel my hand or if I feel my cards, is just That you're sensing the energy of the protons and stuff. It's not actual matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's space. Can you believe that?
So I know. So you know what's funny, Mariela? And
What?
Mariela haven't talked about this, is I'm actually listening to a book called, okay, it's by Joe Dispenza.
Yeah.
And it's not Becoming Supernatural. It's his most recent book, which takes Becoming Supernatural and puts a bit more of a practice into it. And what is it about?
Quantum energy. So weird.
So as you were telling me, I'm just like yeah, and ultimately, like, actually in Buddhist teachings, and just in terms of meditation as well, like the idea is to connect to that spaciousness, because literally, like, exactly, we're just a whole bunch of
Space.
like we're a whole bunch of
Energy.
particles that is energy that is vibrating at a certain level, but there's space between every bit of energy. Just we have a consciousness moving, like we are consciousness, and we're moving them, the energy around us. He said some really interesting things, and I eventually started actually having to write things down, because it was like information overload. So I'm trying to do an hour a day because it's so much, and sometimes I got to go backwards and listen a little bit again. Because but he lays it out really smoothly, but it's just so much information that I'm like, ugh. But it's so, because you have to think about it and then interpret it into your world, and like, exactly, like, so I look around this room and I'm like, everything here is actually not
Here.
Literally everything is an illusion. Then what does that make me?
Nothing.
We have consciousness. So I think the idea that we have these like we're these somethings that's why we can create, because we are the consciousness, and we're creating these realities.
Yeah.
And he explained time really well. He explained like how time isn't a thing. And well, so he gave some ideas, some research. There was some research that was done about, there's two groups of people who were supposed to pray for some people in the hospital. And I think, like, anybody listening, I'm going to get details wrong. I'm trying to get the gist of the story. But so say this was in 2000, right? And so in 2000, they got these people to pray for these people in the hospital. And there was a group that was prayed for and a group that was not prayed for, that were in the hospital. And what they ended up doing actually is those people who were prayed for got better. The thing is, they actually were praying for people who were in the hospital like 10 years later, or 10 years earlier. And they got better faster. Like they just took those people and saw who got better faster. And the ones that, like, okay, fuck, I'm not explaining it, sorry, properly. But he used that example really well. And it was to say that, like, time really doesn't mean anything, right? Like time says, like, everything is happening right now. Everything is happening, has happened. So if you want to change things, you can send energy backwards in what we know time to be, to help ourselves in the future now. But that means we can also reach to our future and use our knowledge and strength and experience in the future and bring it into our now. So we have the capacity to make change by going backwards, and we have capacity to change by going into our future and bringing it into the now. And I was like, I've heard that so many times.
Yeah, I heard that story too, and I can remember where.
Yeah, so I've been trying to think of that and sending love backwards, sending love to, like, an old picture of my family, sending picture to them.
To the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you consider there is parallel lives and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Probably another Alex is getting it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the future Alex is getting it.
Or the future generation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have no idea. But it's cool that like literally there is science that can demonstrate this.
Yeah. Um, I was listening to Time and Space too. It
Mm-hmm.
thinks about that, about how, you know, the theory of relativity, right? From Einstein.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so probably lots of people know more than me about this. But time and space are the same. Like they are, if you fold a paper in two, that's space and time. And I don't understand it well, but they figured that if you're going faster, then time goes slower, and the opposite.
Sorry, say that again.
If you're moving faster, if a particle moves faster,
Uh,
then time moves slower.
that makes a lot of sense about because we're really like we're dense. Like we have very fast moving
That's
particles.
what we think is the energy.
This is accurate. But no, like exactly. Like we're a whole bunch of like
Energy.
vibrating energy,
Energy.
whatever, right? So that makes us more dense because it's so fast. You said, right? The faster something moves,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
the slow time goes. So that's maybe why we perceive time so slowly, whereas time actually isn't what we know it to be.
Yeah, but you know, I'm trying to figure out, you know, you you can check how time goes by looking at the clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the minutes going and the seconds going. And for us, a second goes always as a second and a minute in 60 seconds and things like that. So it's just an illusion what you're seeing, because it looks like it's going steady and the same all the time if you look at the clock.
Yeah, if
But
you're
you
looking
feel that it goes faster sometimes, you feel like it goes slower. But
mm-hmm.
the clock, if you see it, it always goes
Mm-hmm.
the same.
That's what they say. They say when you're in more of your flow state or when you're doing something you love or
Or
something,
you are with somebody that you love, right?
yeah,
It
you
goes
time
slow.
goes by really fast
Yeah,
usually.
that's right.
Like like either it slows down because you're so present in it or the time just flies by because you didn't even recognize how much time went by because you were so absorbed.
Yeah, and with this virus, right? We are in the house and time is going so slow.
Right?
Yeah, we definitely not like it. We don't love it. Maybe we put some love in there, it will go faster.
Mhm. Or if we stop looking at the time in general, which isn't really possible for
Or if we start playing.
exactly play, right? We don't change
Yeah.
time. I like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, so breaking the habit of being yourself by Joe Dispenza is what I'm reading right now,
Yeah.
and then I'm trying to do more loving
So
compassion.
it just feels like your words just came time in a timely manner, because um, your habits, not your habits, everybody's habits have been broken because of this virus.
That's so true.
We love habits.
Yeah, we don't realize what we value until it's not there, right? And so, like, what habits have had to change for you?
For me.
Mm-hmm.
um, so going to, well, there's some things that are staying the same, but they look different, like going to work to the same place, but not with the same people.
Mm-hmm.
And going to work in the same place, but doing something else. That's, and so I'm trying to keep my habit of going for a walk with the dog. That is keeping me
Grounded.
grounded. Yeah. And probably just watching movies on Netflix grounds me sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because it's something that I've been doing before
Mm-hmm.
and it feels like I can still do. I have some control about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, even just going for groceries,
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I can still do,
Yeah.
even though we have to. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, Alex was telling me about the arrows on the floor, and you're told where to go, how much distance from the other person you have to have. If you have to go first on this aisle and then on the next aisle and follow the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Not like before that you could just go wherever and whenever, close to whoever.
Feel into what you want. Touch and look at the products.
Smell it.
Yeah, good smell from vegetables. Right? That's how you can tell how well they are.
Mm-hmm.
And now people look at you, or if you go down the aisle the wrong way, they give you a dirty look, or you're too close to them.
I know.
Oh, they
I know.
not happy there? I was so upset.
Yeah, the first week it was hard. I went with Milton for some things that we needed at the store, and I forgot that I had to keep the distance from people. So I was just being myself, going wherever and just getting close to people. And Milton said that he was watching me, and people will go like, away from me. And he thought that was very lucky of me because I was like oblivious to things.
Yeah, you're glad someone didn't say something, because some people are actually being mean and saying mean things to people. And
Yeah, people are, some of them are scared, like really scared.
mm-hmm.
And many people have really good reasons to be scared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I have to concentrate, focus when you go to the store.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's good for our habits. Like, and so one of the things
Mhm.
Spenza talks about is when we get into a daily habit, when we're constantly in a habit, we aren't really that idea. If you want something to change, then you have to change. But if you're doing the same thing every day
That's right.
at the same time, you get your coffee at the same time, you eat the same kind of breakfast, you're with the same kind of people, you take the same route to work every day, all those things that are like same, your brain, like how it, whatever, actually just creates the world to be the same, because habit is so comforting, right? It
Yeah.
makes us feel good. Our nervous system that we have is reduced.
Yeah, but your spirit is not happy, just being stagnant.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, what are the habits that you can keep for yourself, and what has changed for you?
Well, my space is my constant. My
Uh,
roommate and my boyfriend are my constant in terms of, like, I changed my room around, and I changed my bookshelves around, and I made the space like a bit prettier. Since I'm going to be here, I want it to be more attractive
mhm.
for me, and I want it to be different because I felt like things were so different. Um, but that being said, I'm still waking up every morning to the same thing. And so I'm waking up every morning and I am doing a bit of a workout every morning so that I have some type of energy in my routine. Otherwise, it's really easy to literally lie around. I'm not working. Lie around and read.
Mm.
And so not knowing when I'm going to eat, like I'll just eat whenever I'm hungry, is a really weird thing. And food is really boring. Like I find it boring because I'm not a creative food eater. So like going out for lunch on Wednesdays with my coworkers or going to my mom's for dinner on Sunday, like I don't see them anymore. And I'd get leftovers. And, you know, like there's just so many things that for me, it feels like everything is different. My place is the same, but I'm stuck in my place. So then everything feels quite the same. So I feel I'm not bored. I'm busy keeping myself occupied and taking care of myself and all that. But my surroundings are the same. And that's, I feel like, what's driving me crazy because I love the variety. I love exploring the world and being with others and experiencing others.
Yeah, your Sagittarius sociable, free self.
Mm-hmm. When am I going to get to travel again? Right? What's going to happen? Am I ever going to get to travel again? Like, we're not even allowed to go to the mountains. We're not supposed to go to the mountains.
I know, like
We're literally confined.
just getting into an airplane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you want to go on an airplane?
I do. But I know the coronavirus and all that stuff is happening and the whole world is affected. But so, yeah, so when I think about what habits I have a lot of habits. There's lots of tiny ones, but currently my whole world is shifted, which is why I'm feeling a little out of sorts. Because I don't have the same habits I have or I used to have. So, but it's a good change. Like
yeah, we have to take it one day at a time and see what's behind, right? Like at the end of the tunnel. Because right now we can't see.
And I think literally that's how life is supposed to be. We shouldn't always be able to see, because if we see, then we're just creating this predictable.
Yeah, we shouldn't use cards, Alex. To see.
This is inner guidance. And we're using it to support us. Support. Right? Like I found, so I've actually, when I have been pulling cards, I've been getting very similar messages to that you pulled.
Oh, really?
Yes. About things ending.
Yes, yes.
Like, so on the full moon, I pulled the card Kali, which is endings.
Oh, Kali.
Yeah. And the other card was Magic, which is very similar to play and creativity, dreaming, right?
Yeah.
So
I saw a quote from Richard Bach yesterday. It says, "We are not dust, we are magic." And I thought, oh, I like it.
Yeah, that is nice. Yeah.
Okay, so we need to work on the vision board. Aren't you proud? I remember it. We should work on that.
Yeah,
Make our wishes come true.
I think that's a good idea. I have a board that I had created last fall, I think.
Yeah, somewhere there, right?
And it's actually on my altar that I have. Like I just have like this wooden chair and I have it up propped against it and then my crystals and my stuff on my altar.
I went to see it.
My altar? Or my vision board? Both?
Both.
And that's how I feel. It was about who I am, who I want to be, is what that was. It's not that I want to be any different than that, but I feel like life is so uncertain. And
what did you wish?
Well, I didn't wish anything. It is the truth of who I am.
And so that's what's happening. Your true self is coming out.
And one of the words was powerful. I've been working with
The leader card.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all powerful. We just don't know how much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I think you're right. Like having aspirations coming from within, like creating right now is really important. Finding ways to create and dream, like the dreaming part, right?
Yeah.
There needs to be a dreaming, and maybe we can't call it tangible things. Like if I were to say, oh, I want to.
Not a car.
Exactly.
I need a car.
Maybe if someone needs a car and they need a car because it'd be easy to get around or whatever, then maybe the car is a symbol. Or maybe there's something else that might be a better symbol.
Being able to go to places. I'm just feeling uncomfortable. Sorry.
Yeah. I know it's hard. Like unless you're sitting at a table on a hard surface, it gets uncomfortable. The lower back.
Yeah, and my mattress is like so awful. This has to change for sure. So, Alex, I don't agree with not being able to wish for something tangible. I need a mattress.
So what you're saying is you want a more comfortable space.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a symbol, right? And then I'll get the actual mattress and a comfortable space.
Well, things work out
so smart.
Exactly the way you need. But obviously, if you need to conjure up a bed, totally conjure up a bed. Because sometimes you need that.
I'll work on my vision board before next time and I'll show you.
Okay. I will make one too. I actually have a whole bunch of magazines because I had many times thought, oh, maybe one day in Circle, I'll make a special circle and we'll do vision boarding together. And I have all these magazines that I've been saving.
For cutting and pasting?
Yeah. I know you like to do just your invisible one, but
no, I might want to do a tangible one this time.
Yeah, like a visual, like a, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I could use that.
I opened a page in the book that I was reading.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, I ask you now to request a miracle. What kind of miracle should you ask for? How big of a miracle should you request? How big is your faith? How much proof does it require? I speak not in jest, but ask you to seriously consider just what kind of miracle is needed to get you to change your mind about who you are and thus about the nature of your thoughts.
Ooh.
They're watching us.
These people who you speak of, or these energy beings or whatever that you think are watching us, I'm happy to have them watching us. Maybe not the government, but.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You want to listen to the next part? Observe yourself as you think through this question. Can you remove all fear from it? Why should it be that fear is what you encounter? The bigger the miracle that occurs to you, the more you are likely to fear the consequences. These are not consequences for the world you fear, but consequences for yourself. If you requested a miracle and it came true, what then? If you request a small miracle and it comes true, how awful you would feel that you had not requested a bigger miracle.
I like it.
Yeah.
And so that book is The Course of Love?
A Course of Love.
Course of Love. Cool. Very nice. Which chapter is that? Oh,
Chapter 3, The Call to the Miracle.
ah, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So dream big.
Yes. Hold up that dreamer card. Hold up the dreamer card.
Oh,
You
shoot.
can put it away. There you
It's
go.
somewhere in here.
Should be at the top, shouldn't it?
Hmm.
Play and dream. Yes. Perfect. Well, then we will close out our recording. For any of you who watched, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, I wish you a peaceful journey, an interesting journey until we see you again.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And you are safe.
We are all safe.
We are safe. We are protected.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.